Today we are going to discuss about second experiment, convolution concept. The experiment number is second one. In that one there are two experiments we need to conduct. So it is convolution, the two convolution concepts, it is linear and circular. So second A section is about linear convolution and second B is about circular convolution. So let us begin with the experiment number second A, that is perform linear convolution using the three properties: associative, commutative and distributive properties. So let us begin with the program. So as we know, the first line, it is CLC. So the Octave Online.NET platform is used for online coding of MATLAB programs. So CLC, clear all, clear the screen, then clear all means it if the system is performing any background task, it is going to remove all those background tasks, clear all, then close all. So close all is for closing all the windows. Okay, if you are doing continuously programming, so previous program results and windows, everything will be removed by using this close all. Nothing but it is these three steps: CLC, clear all and close all, use it for resetting the system. Okay. Then let us, here we need to talk about the linear convolution using associative law, associative property, commutative property and distributive properties. So here we need to work on three signals. Okay. We need to work with these three properties. We need to have three signals. Okay. So here, let me read all the three signals first. Using this statement, what is the next task? It is read signals. So as you all know, the percentage symbol is used for declaring a statement as comment line. Okay. Then to read a signal, I'm storing it in a variable. Okay, so we know that code, it is x equal to read a three signals, x and y and zn. So it is x is equals to means a variable, or we may say it is an array. X is equals to input. To read something from the keyboard, the function what we need to use, it is input, and with a statement for the user. By seeing that statement, user is going to perform their own task. So the message to the user, it is enter x of n. Okay, so semicolon is for what? Whether to display the results or not. Okay, or input and some functions, it is no use. Okay, whatever the task it is, it has to show means it is going to show. Okay, so enter x of n. So let me enter the values. Okay, matrix or a vector or array, it is with open brace bracket, okay, square brace, then 1 2 with space. Instead of using comma, we need to use space here. Okay, so that it will be considered as a single dimension array. Okay, if you use comma, in MATLAB, it is used as multi-dimensional array. Okay, so for single dimension array, don't use comma, use space between the array elements. So it is the 4 element signal. It is x of n. It is 1, 2, 2, 1. I have entered. Okay, then read and after reading that one, we need to know what is the length of the signal, because when we are going to deal with the Fourier transform concept, here we need what is the length of the signal, that is capital N. So to know that one, we have to enter, we need to declare another variable, what is the length of the signal or the size of the n. Okay, size of the n. So n ranges from 0 to length minus 1. So therefore same thing will be declared using this statement nx. So nx is indicating the length of the or the element n for x signal. It is nx. Nx variable has the values from 0 semicolon means it is what is the next number, what is the end, from 0 to length of x minus 1. So what is x? X is the given array. So x is equal to 1 to 2, 1. Okay. So what is its length? It is 4 now. 4 minus 1, that is 3. So nx, the element, each element of x ranges from 0 to 3. Okay. Okay. I have declared what is nx. So nx is 0 to 3 as a range. Similarly, perform reading of another signal, that is y. So let me declare a y variable and it is going to read another input signal, that is y of n. It is waiting for when you call a function that is called input, it is going to wait for the input given by the. So now the system is waiting the input value of y of n. So to enter the values, let me choose any, you can go for any values. Okay, let me go for from the manual what we are using, is 3 to 1 0. So let me declare 3 2 1 0. Okay, this is just a numerical value, so we can go for any example. So y of n, it is initialized with an array elements from 3 2 1 0. Then we need to store the length, because here whenever we are doing a Fourier transform, we need to work with each element of y. So we need to know what is the range of elements. It is from 0 to 3 once. So for that thing, once again we need to know the length of y signal. So know the length or the range of y signal. So let me declare another variable where the element n for y signal, that is ny, is equals to, it is having the range 0 to length of y minus 1. So length of y is 4, minus 1 is 3. So here it is ny. So if you want to know what is the value, it is calculated, it is yes, ny is 0 to 3. Then similarly another signal, 3 signals we need to read to show the properties of linear convolution. So go for z, another signal z, it is going to read the input. So now it is waiting for the signal, that will be random signal. So I have entered z as 1 0 1 0. Okay, let me check get the length of z signal. So by using another variable nz, ranges from 0 to length of z minus 1. Okay, so I have 3 signals x, y, z, and I have their individual length ranges for nx, ny, and nz. Next, perform the linear convolution. Okay, by using each property. So each property will be calculated with the performance of linear convolution, not by using circular convolution. So now the step is performance of linear convolution by using first property. So let me display that property. So for in the program also you can display by using this. This function is used to display a string on the screen. A string on the screen. So what we are doing now, perform linear convolution, that is the command, then display. I want to display something on the screen. So it is commutative property. So what is that commutative property? It is the linear convolution, okay, of two signals such that x of n linearly convolved with y of n is nothing but the y of n linearly convolved with x of n. Okay, that is in the mathematical step, it is x into y is equal to y into x. Okay, this task we need to perform. So this function I have used and I have written something between the single quote. Okay, I have written here some string between the single quote. So the same thing, whatever it is written, it will be displayed on the screen. So see the result, it is commutative property. Whatever the string I have mentioned there, same thing is visible on the screen. Okay, so we need to perform, we know already what is x, what is y. We need to perform the linear convolution, not normal mathematical multiplication. It is linear convolution by using DFT and IDFT methods. Okay, but here in lab we have ready-made functions. So functions are available for maximum number of DSP operations. So the one of the DSP operation used for linear convolution, it is CONV. So the function CONV is going to perform linear convolution of two signals. I hope you are getting. So we have already practiced in these linear convolution of two signals in theory part. Okay, by using matrix concept, by using DFT concept and IDFT concept. Okay, so how we have solved for same length x of n and y of n, same length, different length ಇರೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ previously what we discussed, it is for lengthy. Okay, for lengthy it is overlap save method. So how to perform the convolution we have discussed. So to perform all those tasks, so there is a default function available in the MATLAB. It is CONV, convolution of two signals. So the function is going to use the two arguments, and those two arguments are the two signals. And if you want to store that result in somewhere, one of the variable, okay, we can use that one. Okay, so convolution function is going to perform linear convolution of two signals and it is going to return the result. So once the result is returned, if you want to store it, yes, you can store it by using a variable. So same thing we are doing here. A is equals to linear convolution of x and y, because I am performing now the LHS part. This part I need to perform that. Okay, and I need to store this result in a one variable. So A is equal to the LHS of x and y. Here at the end of the statement, I'm not putting semicolon. So here if I put semicolon, what is going to happen? The result of A will not be displayed in the next line. If you want to see the result, so don't put semicolon. So I'm not going to put this semicolon here. So after running this one, yes, if there is no semicolon, result will be displayed immediately. If there is a semicolon, result will not be displayed. Yes, A is equals to the linear convolution of x and y is 3, 8, 11, 9, 4, 1. So linear convolution is nothing but what? X3 of m. If you remember the theory part, it is x3 of m. So x3 of m is 11 9 4 1 0. Okay, this is A now. LHS we have done. So it is RHS. So let us perform RHS. Then how to perform RHS? So if you want to display the result, you can. So result is available, but if you want to put the graph, you can use these statements. How to put a graph? So it is, let me know the length for this available result. To know the length, it is the length of A is NA. I am using variable. It is ranges from 0 to length of A minus 1. Okay, I got the length NA. So the signal of the result of convolution of XY is A and its length is N. Then put a figure. Okay, if you want to draw a figure. Okay, figure 1. Then means if you want to use different graph sheets, okay, then we need to use a figure. So figure is a window. Figure is going to create what? One window, separate window. Okay, in that one you can display number of graphs. Similarly, if you want to display some more signals in another page, another graph sheet, once again you need to use the figure function. So figure function is going to create a graphical window. In that graphical window, we can draw number of graphs, nothing but dots. Okay. So here I have declared. Then I need to draw 3 signals. Okay. I need to draw 3 graphs. Okay, what are those 3 graphs? One is, let me go through. So what are the graphs we need to draw now? So in this one, subplot. And I need to display X first. What is X, what is Y, and what is X into Y? I want to display these 3 graphs. Okay. First, let me plot the first diagram out of first diagram out of 3. Okay. So I have stem. What is going to do? So on the same graph, it is going to put the what is X. So what is X? X has four elements: 0th element, first element, second element, and third element. Then it has element values 0. And what is the amplitude? It is 1, then 2, then 2, and 1. If you want to check, you can check here. So X is what? 1, 2, 2, 1. You can check here. 1, 2, 2, 1. Okay. Stem of NX. So NX, why it is used? Because stem function need what is the length of the drawing variable. Okay, what you want to draw. So it is X. Similarly, if you want to put the labels, you can use all those steps. X label. Okay, don't use a space between X label. X space label. Okay, it is a single word X label of 6 alphabets. X label, and whatever the function with a string. So the same thing will be given as X axis. Okay. So X table I have drawn. So you can. So similarly, if you want to put a label for Y, you can put. So Y label, once again it is a single string. It is a string, Y label. Function name is Y label, not Y space label or Y dot label. It is not like amplitude. So you can also Y axis label. Similarly, then if you want to put the title, you can put the title. All these steps for users. Okay, by seeing the diagram, they come to know what this diagram is talking about. So title, if you want to put, you can put the title. So the title it is input sequence X of n. So by seeing this diagram, what you are going to come to know? Yes, the graph is about input sequence X of n. It has time axis and amplitude axis with values 1 to 2, 1. Okay. Similarly, show the y. So now put y diagram as a second diagram, second plot. So the subplot, I want to plot second diagram out of 3. Okay. So this subplot you can observe here. It is second graph. It is ready. Then same step, stem, its length, and what is the signal? Stem y for this length. You can observe, okay, 3 to 1 0. So what is y? It is 3 to 0. Same thing I have displayed, 3 to 1 0 in each element. Then let me label the things. It is X label, Y label, and title. X label is time, Y label is amplitude, and title is it is impulse response of the system. You can observe impulse response of the system. Okay, 2 signals we got. Then let me draw third diagram. What is that one? It is convolution of those two. So subplot third among 3. So first diagram, second diagram, and third diagram. Similarly, before what you want to draw, you need to draw the convolution of x into y. Which function it has done? It is a. Answer is a, because a is what? It is convolution of x into y. So we need to draw that one with its length and its signal. So if I draw the signal, so we can observe here it has 6 elements, 7 elements. So it is what? The a values are what? It is 3, 8, 11, 9, 4, 1, 0. So we can observe all values. So instead of we are not only calculating, we are performing the graph. Okay, we can observe here. If we go to all previous steps, so we have calculated what is the convolution of x into y. Okay, this answer is okay, but next step is for drawing its graph. Then I have drawn what is a, then put the x label, y label, and what is the x label? It is time and amplitude. And what is the title? Title is linear convolution of x into y. Is what? Linear convolution of x into y. So this is what? A graph, a figure of 3 graphs. First graph is input signal, second graph is impulse response, and third graph is linear convolution of x into y. Okay. Then perform the next step. B equals to 1. I have done and shown the graph of LHS. Now we need to talk about RHS. So what is RHS? It is x into y is equal to y into x. So in the A we have done x into y. Now in the B variable we are performing y into x. So perform B is equals to convolution of y into x. So answer is what? Obviously it is same, because it is commutative law, commutative property, x into y is equal to y into x. You can check whether both are same or different. So A is what? 3. Graph is there. Okay. A is 3, 8, 11, 9, 4, 1, 0. What is B? It is also same 3, 8, 11, 9, 4, 1, 0. Okay. Then if you want to draw the same thing, you can draw it by using another figure. So before going to figure, we need to calculate what is the length of the B. So length of B is NB, which is ranges from 0 to 6. Okay, because it has 7 elements. Then we need to draw the second figure, which is going to show the result of RHS. So figure number 2. Then we need to draw plot. Only 2 plots are sufficient because we need to have the comparison just commutative property. LHS is equal to RHS, so that we need to draw only 2 figures. So first figure is LHS, second figure is RHS. That is A and B. Plotted subplot 2, 1, 1 means now I am drawing first diagram out of 2. So stem NA, A means I am drawing A signal now on the plot. Yes, I have drawn the labels X and Y and Z. Okay. X label is time, Y label is amplitude, and title is what? It is LHS. What is that LHS? It is X into Y. So the diagram is talking about X into Y, that is A. Similarly, subplot that is now I am drawing second graph out of 2. Okay. And this one is, it is RHS. What is RHS? It is B signal with its length. So B with its length NB. Yes, it is drawn. Let me put the labels X label and Y label and tag at a time. Okay. So X label time, Y label amplitude, and what is the property? Commutative property X into Y is equals to Y into X. So this graph is talking about, it is proving the commutative property. It is a proof. Then go for the another property is associative property. Here it is dealing with 3 signals. We have already calculated convolution of X into Y, okay, and Y into X. Then it is linear convolution using associative property. What is associative property? Let me display that one. This property is going to talk about associative properties. The linear convolution of X into Y is once again linearly convolved with Z, that is third signal, which is equals to the linear convolution of second and third is linearly convolved with first one. Okay, X into Y, the overall product is once again multiplied with Z is nothing but Y into Z. It is multiplied with X. Okay, LHS and RHS, same thing. Okay. Hope you are getting what is this associative property. It is the product of 2 signals, it is multiplied with the third signal, which is equals to the product of second and third signal is multiplied with first signal. Okay, that is the thing, that is associative property. So we have already done with X into Y. Okay, we have already done with X into Y, that is label. Result is so A is just multiplied with So go for this one. How to calculate? Let me go for, because we have already done what is a content. So a variable is storing the convolution of x into y. So I'm just, what I need to do, I need to take another variable c, and it is c is the result of linear convolution of z. That is third signal. A is the product of two signals. Okay, and z is another signal. So once again, if you want to perform LHS, answer is a linearly convolved with z. So what is the answer? It is 3, 8, 14, 17, 15, 10, 4, 1, 00. So the linear convolution of all the three signals is 3, 8, 14, 17, 15, 10, 4, 1, 00. Now it is LHS. So now how to perform RHS? So before going to RHS, let me okay, because length, so the length of C is, that is LHS part. So length of LHS is NC, which is equal, ranging from 0 to length of C minus 1. So what is NC? So it is 0 to 9. Okay, there are totally 10 elements. The result is of 10 elements. Then similarly perform RHS. So before going to RHS, let me perform what is second signal converted with third signal, that is y into z. Same thing I am doing here in a variable d. So d is convolution of y into z. So we have calculated what is y into z. Then I need to take another variable, that is, and let me calculate what is length of d. So length of d is 0 to length of d minus 1. Then similarly go for the last calculation of RHS. It is RHS is convolution of x into d. Okay, x into d. So what is d? It is y into z. So y into z, it is once again linearly converted with the first signal x n. So x into d. So and the result is stored in e. So in this associative property, according to our programming, LHS is nothing but a c variable and RHS is nothing but e variable. So you can calculate, you come to know LHS is equal to RHS. So that is C is equals to E. So E is having the value totally 10 elements. It is 3, 8, 14, 17, 15, 10, 4, 1. Same thing we need to show in a graph. Okay, mathematically, okay, by observing these numerical values, yes, LHS is equal to RHS, that is associative property. Okay, by using linear convolution. For linear convolution, the function is CONV, convolution. Okay, let me know to draw the graph. We need a length of this one. So the length of E is NE. Length of E is NE. Before we have already drawn how many figures? 2 figures we have drawn. Let me go for third figure. So third figure is going to talk about associative property. So that one we need only what? We need to display C and E. So I need to plot in the figure. In the given figure is going to show what? The window. So in that window I need to draw a figure. I need to draw two graph. So now I am drawing first diagram of out of C. LHS of associative property. Yes, please tell me. Then put me the label. X is time and y is amplitude and title is what? It is LHS. What is LHS? The linear convolution of x into y. It is once again linearly converted with Z into Z of it. Okay, you can observe here, this is LHS. Similarly, plot second diagram by using the function subplot. Now I am drawing second graph among 2. Let me draw that signal. What is that signal? It is E variable and its length. Okay, we can observe. Both are same. RDS and labels and title. So title is associative property, which is nothing but LHS is equals to RHS. Then finally the distributive property perform the distributive property using linear convolution. What is this distributive property? So what this one is going to tell, distributive property is the sum of y and z, it is linearly convolved with x, is nothing but the sum of linear convolution of x into y and x into z. Okay, that is nothing but x into y plus z is nothing but x into y plus x into z. So we need to prove this one. So we have already, what is there any calculation done here? X y again. X y, it is in the RHS side. Yes, we have already a calculation, that is a. This is a, but remaining calculations has to be done. That one, let me perform. Let me take another variable f. So f is performing what? Y plus z. So in the LHS side, I am performing. I am just doing the calculations which are there in the parentheses brackets. So that is y plus z we have done. Then we need to perform what? Linear convolution with this y plus z is linearly convolved with xn. So let me perform that calculation. Let me take another variable g, which is equal to convolution of x, that is x signal, with the sum of y and z. So the sum of y and z is f. So convolution of x into f. So answer is 4, 10, 14, 12, 6, 2, 0. And the result is in LHS is there in G variable. Now we have already A, that is in the RHS we have already A result, that is x convolved with y. Now we need to perform x convolution with z. So before going to that one, we need a length of G. So by using the statement length of G, that is ng is equals to 0 to length of G minus 1. Perform the calculation x and z, calculation of x and z in the RHS. It is calculated by h is equal to convolution of x comma z. Okay, h is we got. Then what we need to do? We need to perform addition of h. What is a? It is x into y plus x into z. So we declare another variable I, which is nothing but first product plus second product. I is 4, 10, 14, 12, 6, 2, 0. So LHS is G, RHS is I. So both are same. That is distributive property. Diagram, we need length of I. Length of I have calculated. Then go for drawing. So we have drawn 3 figures. Let me go for the 4th figure. Nothing but figure is nothing but what? A graph sheet. Extra sheet you are getting a window. In the computer it is a window. So another window of figure. That is figure number 4, which is going to be used for showing the graph of the distributive property. So let me go for that diagram. Subplot. I need to draw only 2 diagrams, that is LHS and RHS. Subplot 2, 1, 1. That one I need to draw LHS, that is G signal. Okay, you can observe the G signal. Okay. Time amplitude and the title. Title is LHS. That is the sum of YZ. It is converted with X. Now plot RHS using the statement subplot. Second diagram I want to draw. Then what I need to draw, it is RHS, that is I signal. Okay, this one is I signal. Then put X and you can observe. Okay, numerically we have shown through, but using graphical approach also we are displaying the distributive property of linear convolution. So this is the experiment number 2. So what are the things we have done here? We are using 3 signals and we are performing the properties of the 3 properties. It is associative property, distributive property and commutative property using linear convolution. So these are the things what we have calculated. So these are the results with all data. So what we have done, we have got X signal, then we have got Y signal, then we have got Z signal. Okay, with respective length NA, NB, sorry, NX, NY and NZ. Then we have working on each property. Okay, by using linear convolution, that will be done through the statement, the function CONP. Okay. So you have to practice this one. Okay, I will share this program in the Google Classroom. You just go through that and practice once again with the different signal values. Okay. Then the second part, it remains same. 2B. That 2B is about perform the same properties by using circular convolution. So in circular convolution, there is a small change in the function. So here we are using to perform any convolution concept for 2 signals, it is CONV. But there in circular convolution, we need to use function name is in 2A and 2B, nothing changed. Step remains same, only the function name is going to change. and the name of that function, it is, instead of conv with x comma y or any two signals, this is a linear convolution. If you want to perform the circular convolution, just use the function name is conv. What is this function name? conv. Circular convolution of two signals with the length we need to mention. Okay, the length we already know. What is the length? Both are same. Both are same means we need to use nx. Okay, nx or ny. You can use any length because both are same. X is also same, y is also same. So we can use any one variable nx or ny, the length of the signal. That is a circular convolution. So this, if you execute, you will come to know what is the result of circular convolution. Okay, that circular convolution, I am just giving a hint. The 2a code remains same, only the function name you need to change. Wherever it is required, replace conv by conv with length. Okay, so we need to perform this one as a assignment. Okay, the second B is assignment for you.